Good morning, Turfs Up Radio. Wayne Bowes, Profits Unlimited, coming to you live from Louisville, Kentucky. Yes, indeedy. Better late than never. Hey, I was waiting for Eric and Jennifer down at the Green and Growing 26 show there in the Greensboro, North Carolina, and they have an interview that they had scheduled for 10 o'clock. And guess they didn't get there yet. It's a great show going on. And the interviewee, uh, one of the doctors there, going to talk a little bit about the show. So we might have to hop off here pretty quickly. But I thought, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and hop on and see what happens. And I told Eric, just simply give me a text and I'll be happy to hop off whenever their interview shows up. So, but I thought I'd hop on today and talk to you a little bit about Hump Day, January, 21st we are on today. And yeah, hope you guys are having a great day. Hope your week's off and about and running and going strong and all that good stuff. And yeah, we got an early start here at WLS. We got in here about 2:30, I guess, this morning, and we got a little winter weather advisory, little system that went through here, and I got in here and went out and decided to go get everything salted. We had a little bit of snow and freezing rain that moved through this morning, and enough to get things slick and where they needed a treatment. So we got that down before that started and worked out pretty good, man. We got out and got everything treated, and about 40 minutes later, that weather started and everything was good and our properties are good. So, but that is just the beginning. In case you were listening to Daniel this morning, we got a big snowstorm coming through here for us anyway. This weekend, potentially going to start Saturday, and so yeah, a foot or more snow. There's like it doesn't matter where yet. Yeah, not too many people are getting a foot regular. Yeah, so yeah, there's big snowstorm moving across the country, and the reality of it is, man, it's going to affect a lot of you guys listening to me too, because I think they said this thing's stretching from New Mexico to the East Coast. So we'll see how that all pans out. But I don't know. Right now, I think our forecast is 10 to 14 inches, and we'll see. I mean, let's hope that's all it is. I mean, that's enough. I mean, if you ask me, that's enough. It's plenty for me. It's about 10 inches more than I would want on any given day, just saying. But hey, you know what? We don't get to pick how much or when, so we'll deal with it. This brings back some memories of 1994 for me. And I know some of you guys listening to me weren't even born in 1994. But they're predicting this one. That one they weren't actually predicting. And we've had a lot of different snow since then. Last year we had 10-inch snow, and we've already had 5-inch snows this year. So that's more of 5-inch, at 4 to 6 range is more of that's a decent snow, but more normal for us. If we're going to have greater than 4 inches, let's call it. But every once in a while, Mother Nature's throwing a curveball, and this is it. Hopefully this is it, and hopefully it's no more than that 10 to 14-inch threshold. But I share that with y'all for this reason. I guess some of you guys are like us, you're just going to prep for it. And when it happens, it happens. I thank God that we're not on the freezing rain side of that like they are down south of us. Hope that stays down there. I'd rather deal with 10 inches of snow than an inch of ice, freezing rain. That's just my years of 4 decades plus of experience speaking on that one. But we can't pick what we get. But if we're saying, hey man, you want 10 to 14 inches of snow or an inch or 3/4 of an inch of ice or even a half inch of ice, I'd just soon not have that type of ice, man. It's manageable, but it's a pain in the butt, and it's just a whole lot harder on everybody, your customers, and from the invoicing standpoint. So, and they use a lot of that budget up, even if it's a seasonal. It's still a lot of material that goes into that. So, with this one, they're talking about maybe 24 hours of snow, steady snow for us, which again is out of the norm. I mean, normally a lot of our snows are, 4 hours, 5 hours. Some of them trickle into 8, 9, 10 hours, but this one's going to be an overachiever. So, and I'm sure you guys have heard about it too. If you're doing snow, anywhere. It's funny. Tim Brennan reached out to me this morning and said, how much snow y'all going to be getting? And I told him, what the best guess is at this point. And he's like, yeah, he said, man, it was supposed to stay south of us, and now we're right in the meat of it too. It looking like he's up in around Albany, New York, the Schenectady, New York area, right in that vicinity, right there. So I'm just hoping this thing stops moving north, um, or move a little further north to put us in the lighter side of some of the snow, maybe that 6 to 8 inch range, but not bringing that freezing rain in here. Talking about maybe a little sleet mixing in with it, but if that does, that'd be all right. I just don't want the freezing rain. The sleet doesn't pile up as fast, so it's going to be very cold. So we're going to have very light, fluffy snow the way it looks right now. But hey, who knows where the low's going to track? Maybe it just disappear, never form. That'd be all right too, you know. So, but hey, it is what it is. So that's what we're doing. The phones started ringing Monday about driveways. I'm sure we'll get blown up tomorrow and Friday on people, wanting their driveways done. We don't do driveways. That's it. So that's not going to take place. And we don't take call-ins at this point. We wouldn't schedule any additional snow if they're not currently on contract. That's just our policy. We don't put on new contracts during an event. Just don't do it, because that means somebody that's getting worked in around somebody that's already been a customer, and that's just not the right way to do things, in my opinion. And my opinion's the only one that counts when it comes to doing snow right now. So, uh, not that Kyle and Katie and Daniel, whatever, we all think that way on snow. I said that more from the standpoint of you guys. I taking snow accounts when it's forecast or predicted or whatever. I've just found that they're just problematic, especially you get 10 to 14 inches of snow, and it doesn't have to be that much. You get over 6, 7 inches of snow. And, if you don't know the property, you're just asking for trouble. It's just going to be a problem. So no sense in putting yourself in that position. The dollars generated isn't worth the income earned, and it's just not worth it, in my opinion. So take that for what it's worth. But hey, Seth, I appreciate you listening. Just curious, Seth, what they got for you guys down in your area? I know there's different forecasts for different small gradient range changes. That's why, we don't know. We don't know for sure what we're going to get, but BAM's kept us pretty well updated on it, and they didn't even really forecast accumulations out until last night a little bit, and so we'll see. We'll see how it pans out. But what I do know is, back in 1994, man, our forecast was like for an inch or less, and it was a Sunday night. I never will forget it. And we went out and treated properties, and got up Monday morning and looked outside. And I rubbed my eyes like twice, thinking, "Oh my God!" And we had like, I don't know, 18, 20 inches of snow overnight. It was just crazy, crazy snow, and it was still going. And that was about a 6 or 7 hour time frame that it was snowing that hard. It was still snowing hard when I looked out, and it quickly tapered off in the morning, but the damage was done. So hopefully it's nothing like that. you know. I mean, that was 3 inch an hour snow rates, and that was just way overachieving and thunder snow. And, I just, no, I'm not into that. So, looks like this is going to be some inch an hour rates at the on. So hopefully it doesn't get any more than that. I was looking at one of the apps, and some of the apps had like 1.2 inches an hour overnight Saturday night, which would technically be Sunday morning. So we'll see. And I just thought I'd share this story with you guys since it's affecting so many people across the country, that are involved in the snow and ice management business. It's affecting a lot of people that aren't in the business. And matter of fact, I got my very best friends. I was talking to Robin and Timmy this morning, and they're like, "Damn, our guys ain't gonna be able to get to work next week," you know, and so we'll see. Wow. Yeah, we'll see. Oh my gosh. Kyle says, don't they have them 4-wheel drive pick 'em up trucks? I don't know, Robin, if you're listening to us, you can text me and let me know. But I said, we can, you can always bring them into Bardstown and put them in a hotel because the main, I'm sure they'll get the main roads dealt with. I think, yeah, or bring their cots and offer good. Yeah, I know you got plenty of food. So, anyways, she'll get it figured out. She'll get it figured out. Same way we'll have to figure this out. But I think we've got it figured out here. I mean, we can't be any more prepared than we are. We got our trucks ready. We got material on hand, and very capable operators. And the funny thing about it is, in 1994, it was just my brother and I, and we had about 52 accounts. So our list was about 27 each, and that included 0 driveways. And it took us, I really can't remember exactly how long, but I think we were 5 or 6 days literally getting around to everybody. I mean, because we had that big snow, and then a couple of days later, we had another 2 or 3 inches of snow. And I don't know, it was a crazy event to say the least. And we worked through that, just the two of us. So now we've got a whole lot more capable operators, and I don't know. I'm trying to think. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know. We got 10 or 11 operators, something like that, including our subcontractors, doing about the same amount of work. So it'll be a heck of a lot easier dealing with it. Like I said, last year we had that 10-inch snow, and they're time consuming, but you get them done. We'll get this one done. This time next week, we'll be talking about it. You know, we'll be talking about, man, that was crazy. But God, we got it done. We'll still be doing probably some cleanup work and maybe some relocation work a little bit. Hopefully not too much of it because it's going to get really cold afterwards. And so we're going to be down around 0, I think, either Monday morning or Tuesday or something. And
I think -4 is the low.
Is that what it is?
My app, at least.
Yeah, I hadn't even looked. I stopped looking after I saw the forecast. Now it don't matter.
Yeah.
Now it's at the just let's just fast forward to Saturday afternoon.
You're going to get there.
Every inch, yeah, I'm gonna be like a buffalo. Buffaloes is the only animal, supposedly. I don't know. I'm not a buffalo expert, but I did read this. Buffalo's the only animal that runs into a snowstorm. The other ones kind of hunker down. And the mindset behind that, supposedly, I don't know who talked to the buffalo to find out, but is the go ahead and get through it. And that's where we're at with it. That's what our guys, we were talking about it this morning a little bit, and they're like, man, we're good. It'd be all right. It'd be all right. We got a warm tractor to load our hoppers with, and we got nice equipment to use, and we got backup equipment if something happens. So that's the main thing we always hope for, is just no issues with equipment. Daniel. I mean,
yeah.
Time's
Especially
time
now, like in this big of an event.
Yeah. You know,
Resources are a little bit different when it's a 1 or 2 or 3 inches versus
yeah, versus a foot
double
plus.
digit.
Yeah. You get in double digit snow. So I don't know. We'll probably plow this probably 3 times with that kind of snow rate, you know.
Yeah.
Um, well, I'm sure we will. We'll get 3 or 4 inches, plow it, get another 3 or 4 inches, plow it, and do a final cleanup or depending on when it stops snowing, you
Yeah.
know.
That's the thing. When is it
So,
going to start? When is it going to stop?
you know, that's the big question. So we'll see, but we'll be ready. We like I said, we went out this morning and did this little thing here. This but this is actually what we had this morning with the light snow and probably had maybe a 1/4 inch of snow on the high side, but it was the rain mixed with it and the ground temperature was so cold. That's why we went out and treated prior to, it's starting because the ground temperatures were so cold that we knew there'd be problems right at the onset. You weren't going to have a couple hours to go around and treat properties. So, um, just curious, you guys listening, what's your prep look like? For a snow like this? Uh, what do you do? What do you do? Do you do anything differently? We're really not doing anything any differently here for something like this. We just guys came in, like I said, about 2:30 this morning, and we got out and got done, and everybody was out of here by about 6:30, I guess, and 6:30, and just told them to go home, take the day off, rest up, and then we're going to come in tomorrow and got a couple plows to put on a couple other trucks and get loaded. We'll be waiting, Daniel. Do you do? We'll be waiting. So
Yep.
good thing is, now, you talk about capacity. This is really important, Daniel. And, we get that question all the time from, people, how do you determine capacity? When's enough enough? And since I've done it on the dumb side as well of having too much work and not enough resource, right? I can talk to capacity, and capacity for us is about 6 hours per truck. That's what we want. I mean, if that's one account for 6 hours, or three accounts for 2 hours, or however we want to blend it, we blend it. But every truck is in a specific area with a specific route. We're not, and even with our subs, we keep them together. Uh, everybody has really good route density. And that's important in snow, especially you get snow like this going 3 miles, can be a hard thing to do, sometimes. I mean, that's just the reality of it, So, the route density is very important, the capacity, and then reserve capacity on equipment, in case something does happen, So, but I don't know. What's your gut feeling, Daniel?
I don't know because, there's with most snow events of a capacity that's somewhere around like 2 to 6. Sometimes you're in the forecasted area and then it goes north or south. And then, it's like, oh, well, we got this. But then you talk to a friend in Bardstown or in Indiana that got the 6 inches. And then
Yeah.
sometimes it's the opposite where, it shifts your way. So it would be interesting to see and to know the actual statistical, and it would change for every forecaster because they would have their own predictions and stuff. But like how many, not necessarily like, okay, we got it right because we knew how much snow was going to happen, but where we said it was going to be.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. The percentage rates on correctness of we said Louisville was going to get 6 and it got 6 versus it moved and then somewhere else got that amount.
Yeah. And I guess that's why they put it in a zone,
Yeah.
of, 1 to 3 or 2 to 4, 3 to 5, whatever, 5 to 8, 10 to 14.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We're going to feel like we're up in Michigan or something, or Maine, or you know,
Montana.
Montana. Yeah, got your big sky shirt on today.
Yeah.
So this wouldn't be too crazy for them. A foot's a lot of snow for anybody at
Oh,
one
at one
time.
time, yeah, for sure. Yeah, even in the mountains, I mean, you get snows of, 20 inches or whatever, 2 feet at once, but like it's not a common
Yeah.
snow event.
So, anyways, we're not going to complain about it because I'm trying to think of where was that the other day we saw on the news? Somewhere, Juneau, Alaska. Juneau, Alaska got like 82 inches of snow in December. And,
Oh, yeah.
and their seasonal average is like 84. So even though they're used to snow, they're not used to it in 26 days,
Yeah.
or whatever the time frame was that it all fell in.
It was almost the same in a different way as our December was, right? We got
Yeah,
almost a whole season's worth in December
in
1st,
December as well.
but their season is just a little bigger.
The others is longer, but I mean, God, they had boats sinking and everything else,
Wow.
from the weight of the snow there.
It's crazy.
And I mean, hopefully it doesn't get that crazy here for us, but
Yeah. I
I
know
don't.
there's parts of, the continental United States that, especially the mountain towns that will get 100, 200, 300 inches of snow per year.
Yeah,
But like you said, it's 2 inches today, an inch and a half tomorrow, 2 inches the next day. It's just
yeah.
an accumulation,
That's
a lot of snow
exactly,
days.
that's what Juneau's mayor said. He said, normally we get snow, warms up a little bit and melts off. And, he says, but we're having a hard time dealing with all this snow, the
Hmm.
volume. And that's something as contractors, that this snow is going to be a problem for
Did you
contractors,
know?
as you know. But, I don't know,
It's
they'll
interesting.
cry about taking up parking spaces.
Oh yeah. It's interesting at getting it too, I'm sure, from the contractor perspective on a weekend versus a weekday, Saturday versus Saturday night, all the different variables that
That
go into
is
when.
working in our favor, thank God. That it is going to be starting sometime Saturday afternoon and leaving Sunday afternoon, evening, some point. So, uh, between the work we get to do on it during the day
Mhm.
and overnight, whatever,
Yeah.
and then we get another Sunday night to get some cleanup, good amount of cleanup done. Assuming that it does stop, Sunday afternoon.
This will be
Like
one though
the
that people
current
get
forecast
to
is.
really watch, because they will be at home, for the weekend, and
Yeah.
it will be a lot during the day. So
And it's going to be really cold afterwards, like all next week. So it's not going anywhere.
yeah, this is kind of like last year's big one where it was
Yeah.
cold afterwards for a while.
Snowed and got cold and
Stuck around a long
yeah,
time.
stuck around. This one will be here for a minute. There's going to be some piles for sure.
Yep.
So we'll see how it pans
Got some
out.
March piles out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with more profit time as we talk about Snowmageddon. Don't you go anywhere. Be sure to put your truck in four-wheel low and push that snow right along. But don't try to be burning anything. Don't try to be burning any transmissions up because it's easy to do when you get a big old heavy snow like this. And like I said, the snow's not going to be heavy, but 20 inches of anything's heavy.
Yeah.
So but don't wait till you get that much snow. That's why that was something I learned by fire, no pun intended, but in that 1994 event, and we waited by accident on it, but never wait on it.
Mm,
Just start chomping at it 3 or 4 inches at a time.
yeah.
You know, and
Definitely.
so
What if I've never thought about this, but if you get 20 or 30 inches and you got a pickup truck and you does the snow can the snow fill up your truck bed so much that the excessive weight
no, a lot
becomes
of
a
guys that
problem?
don't have spreaders in the back will actually put snow in the back to give them weight for traction.
I didn't know if the whole thing filled up, if it was a
But
crazy
no,
couple of,
it
3 inches
wouldn't.
per hour and you're out there for
No, it wouldn't be too bad,
I
too
didn't know
much
how
on the
much
truck.
weight that added to
I mean, depending on the water content of the snow, but
yeah.
it would be. I don't know. You could probably Google it, find out, what that average weight would be in that area.
Mm-hmm.
Area meaning
The volume of
the
the
volume of the area of the pickup truck bed. But a lot of people do put snow in the back for weight. So, but once it's full, it's full. I guess you could shovel it out.
yeah.
You know, I mean, you get that kind of snow, man, you probably are going to have more than what you want in there. So, uh, Mike, appreciate you, man. If you're listening to us, sending your route sheet in for us. It's always a good thing. Always a good thing. So, I don't know. I'm excited, excited, nervously excited.
Yeah.
Always, always get nervous still about these things. Um, but generally, the way it works out, and I've said this before here on my show too, Daniel, the anticipation of the event is normally worse than the event itself. Now, let me say this: getting 15 inches or whatever, who knows? Getting a lot of snow. We'll just call it a lot of snow. You know, uh, at one time like that, that brings a different level of game game time
Yeah.
to the table. But hey, like I said, we'll get through it. We'll get through it. No doubt about it. So, how many times you plan on shoveling your driveway?
Uh, I guess the good thing is it does, starting in the daytime, it's easy to get out there and take care of the first couple of inches and then
Yeah,
do that how many ever times, but then you wake up the next morning and see what.
you got another 8, 9 inches on
Yeah.
there, and you're like, "Damn,
Yeah.
where'd all that come from?"
I kind of enjoy just the,
What'd you say you burned on your
I want to
driveway?
say it was like 3,000 calories.
And that was what that
That
last year
was,
on that 10-inch snow we had.
yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah,
The problem is, as you know, with just plowing in general, it's not doing it, it's finding a place for it
yes.
that is the hardest part of the whole thing, but
Where are you
you
going to
just,
put all the
it keeps
snow?
piling and then you don't have anywhere to push the next push.
Yeah,
So it's just,
right.
that's what takes the longest, is trying to make you scoot it back into the part of your yard kind of, and to make
Yeah,
room for the
start that
next.
first pile back
Yeah.
pretty far. Yeah. And God, our subdivisions, there'll be so many people mad at us,
Mm-hmm.
because, their driveways, but there's nothing we can do about it. We do share the wealth. Our first pass in a subdivision is down the middle or roughly, and then we push the both sides. I learned that also many years ago doing snow, that you push it all to one side, then that side says, "What do they? Their driveways are clean, or you need to clean my driveway." No, I'm sorry, but no, there's nowhere else to put it. Just go out here down any major thoroughfare, and
Yeah. You'll
that
see
you'll
what's going on.
yeah, and that's something that we'll do a couple days afterwards to the event, until as the city goes by and whatnot, in the county goes by on the major thoroughfares doing their cleanup work. Then our customers commercially will get jammed up in a snow like this, and we'll get them cleaned up, and just hell, it ain't 5 minutes normally. It's just going and doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But the bad part is when it goes down to zero, and then you're going out there trying to move a
Block.
block of ice. So, anyways, well, that's about done it on this very short version of Profit Time here on this Hump Day. Eric, I was waiting for you to get in there, buddy. Maybe something came up with your interview that you had, but I'm sure you'll hop on when you get that interview there, and he gets there, and he's able to do that. So, hey, you guys have a safe day. Have a great day. And remember, profit is not a dirty word. We'll see you Friday.